tuning in. You are watching the Vuyo show, coming to you live from New York City. It is I, your darling Vuyo, and I'm super, super excited to be once again serving you your daily dose of global goodness right here on the show. Of course, we always bring you global people, global experiences, global brands and products, global places, and of course, global ideas and innovations. And today's episode, we've got an incredible global individual who is doing extraordinary things. And I'm so excited to introduce you to her. I know you're going to love her because I love her. I think she's absolutely amazing. And I know you're going to think the same thing because I bring you the best of the best when it comes to guests right here on the show. So please don't forget to, of course, hit us up on social media. We are at the Vuyo Show across all social media platforms, and let us know what your thoughts are on today's episode. Our guest is waiting in the lobby. She's ready to come join us, coming all the way from Houston, everybody. She is an entrepreneur. She is a reality TV star. She is absolutely amazing, and she's doing incredible things. We're going to be re-celebrating our Billboard moment right now, right here on the show. So you do please hang in there with us and help me welcome onto the show, ladies and gents, one and only. She's here, and there she is.
Yes. Hi, Vuyo. I'm so
How
sorry.
are you?
I'm fine. It's been a tough morning. I'm so sorry.
I'm hoping this experience is gonna sweeten your morning, your Monday morning, that is.
Yes, I hope so too. I think we'll. It's already off to a great start. You're
Oh
such a joy.
man, oh man! I did say we're gonna re-celebrate our Billboard moment. Just to, just to like to start off the show on a high note. So for all of those who don't know, we recently celebrated Billboard reveals in Times Square. So we're just gonna re-celebrate that and just kind of give ourselves a round of applause once again, right? Yeah.
Great.
Billboard girls, that's what's up. That's what's up. But Miriam, thank you so much for joining me. I am super, super excited to be having this conversation. There's so much to catch up on. There's just been a lot happening, but we want to close off the year on a high note. And I think who best to close off the year on a high note than with you, because you've had an incredible year. I would love to believe it has its incredible highs, but it also has some lows, in which we're going to be unpacking on the show today. But for those who don't know, for those who are wondering, who's this gorgeous lady on our screens right now? Please do introduce yourself the best way that you'd like to before I kind of go on doing it my way.
Oh, okay, good. Because I'm not even sure what to say. Well, hi everybody. My name is Miriam Amah, and I am so pleased and delighted to be a guest on Vuyo's show today. I'm in Houston, Texas. What else can I say about myself? I I am a chemist. I'm a professional working in project management at the moment. I have a skincare company that I started and we launched earlier this year. I was recently on Love is Blind season 5. I just like to have fun. I am Nigerian, so shout out to any Nigerians or fellow Africans listening. Um, yeah, and I don't know what else to say. It's so weird.
I love it though. I love it. It's so authentic and real. It's like, where do you even begin? Because, as people, we are so multifaceted. We just, there's so much to us that it's like, where do I begin to just talk about myself? But you gave us some great points to kind of unpack, right? You gave us some great points. I'm gonna add, words like entrepreneur, multifaceted queen, skincare owner with a beautiful brand called Zack and Lucy, and so much more, right? So we're just gonna get straight right into it. The country, the world got introduced to you through this incredible show called Love is Blind, season 5, and we got to see you, we got to experience you, but not really from a point of view where it enabled us to get deeper within understanding who you are. But that's how
Yeah.
we got introduced to you.
Yeah.
What ignited you to even like get onto that path of just like entering to be on the show, participate or wanting to participate on the show? What inspired that desire to be part of it?
I mean, I resonated with the core, MO of the show, where you should connect with somebody emotionally, see
Yeah.
if you guys click, and then if there's a thing, you move forward and you go on to have a flourishing relationship. Because in the real world, that's how I date. I seek to make emotional connections first. So having a show about that, where it wasn't just the physical first, I was like, sure, I'll give it a shot. Why not? Also, I am quite adventurous and I could be spontaneous. So when I was contacted and notified that I made it as part of the final cast, I was shocked and I started asking myself, "Holy shit, Miriam, what the hell?" And, like I was terrified. I didn't know what to expect,
Yeah.
but I was like, "Cool, I'll just go with it and see where
Uh,
this goes." So,
Let's do it. Let's do it. Would you say that dating in the real world and dating on a reality TV show are two different types of dating? Like how would you distinguish between the two? Or if for someone who's watching from the outside, is there even a difference?
oh, yeah, there is a big difference. Where do I even begin? Okay, first of all, in the show, you're in this controlled environment.
Yeah.
And, well, at least for the first part of it, you have no access to the outside world, no phones, no internet, nothing. It's just you and your date, and of course, all the producers and, cast and crew that you interact with in the daily. So, you're kind of like hyper focused on why you're there, which is to like interact with this person, make a connection. And every day we are guided with specific questions that are quite deep. And so they start to like unlock conversations that people typically don't get to until like maybe several months or even years of dating. So that part is good. And I think that the concept of it is actually great. But then there's just with it being a show, there's just so much strings being pulled, things that are being swayed in a particular direction because at the end of the day, the producers have to put a show that's entertaining. So although it's not scripted, it is manipulated. And so that kind of messes with the whole experiment. Now, in the real world, yikes! I mean, the dating pool is
Apparently,
it's
apparently it's
cracked.
messy.
Dating pool has tea in it. It is. Like people are like miss
What's
the way
going on?
you know. I miss how
Yeah.
things were when I was in college. It felt like well, even after college, several years ago, it seemed like people were a lot more authentic and genuine.
Mm.
I think they were more willing to put in the work that is required to make a relationship work. These days, I think, the internet has, and I know these dating apps, it's like created this false sense of options, and
Mm.
people just feel like just one little thing, screw this. I'm not going to give it any
Mhm.
more like time. I'm just going to move on. It's like, great relationships, although they should feel good and effortless, sometimes they require some work. You got to tolerate someone, you got to get to understand someone, you got to get to know what makes both of you happy, and if and ask yourself if you really want to be with this person, not thinking that, oh well, there's just this other person out there, why should I even sweat it with this person, like it's going to keep, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So dating in the
Yeah.
world, it's
I guess
scary these.
I guess also I think from the what would be different from the show is that everyone who's there has the intention of actually connecting with someone, right? So I guess
Yeah.
because the laser focus is that I'm here to connect. Where I guess in the outside world there's a little bit of uneasiness to the dating experience. It's like I'm not sure. Maybe I want to. I don't want to. But what did you learn about yourself within that experience? Like firstly by being on television and kind of having your life in a microscope in that capacity, but also about yourself as someone who's dating and in relationships. What did you unpack and unlayer about yourself in that?
I think being on that show helped me realize, like, have a better picture and understanding of what I want,
Mm.
you know? Um, and then I guess as far as what else it taught me about myself is that because there's this scene from like episode 1 where I look all crazy and dodgy and sketchy because like what does she do? Where does she live? She's a liar. That first and foremost, whole world and everybody else that's listening, that scene was like insanely edited. I am capable of coherently expressing myself and what I do and where
Yes. Yes.
but like I think from that experience I have developed a lot more empathy for other people on like in the public eye or
Mm.
people that I don't know too much about. There's so much more to someone than meets the eye, and you shouldn't just like make assumptions based on what is shown to you or based on what you see. Like when you speak to someone and you get to know them genuinely, I think that is better at painting a clearer picture of who that person is. And also navigating that experience definitely helped me get even tougher skin, being able to deal with like so many different reactions. I mean, there's been a lot of support, but like at first, like some stuff that was so negative was really getting to me. I was losing sleep and I didn't know what to do. But eventually, I toughened up, and I like how I came out of that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think, yeah, all in
I
all,
love
it's
that. I love that you are able to kind of take from that experience even lessons beyond the dating idea, right? But also take life lessons that you'll be able to kind of carrying on forward, understand certain just levels of as the more you get exposed to the world, the more you are open to scrutiny and you're open to all of
yeah,
the judgment that comes with it. And it was really beautiful to see someone who is just brave to take on that experience. I think it takes a lot of bravery to even begin to say I'm going to take that step to open up myself to the world in that way, right? And in a very
yeah,
vulnerable way, because love is a very vulnerable thing, right?
yeah,
To be able to show your dating experience and show parts of yourself that could be sacred to who you are and maybe only your friends would know about, or previous partners have known about. And now, how is your dating life now? Have you kind of reconnected with anyone from the show? Are you
oh
currently
my God,
dating?
definitely not interested in anyone from the show. I don't know where they got those guys from. I don't know why they did that to us, but I feel like the women from season 5 deserved a lot better than the choice of men that they cast for our season. So yeah, I'm definitely not reconnected with like any guy from the show in terms of dating. I mean, I'm cordial and friendly with some of the male cast members, but I'm not interested in dating anyone from season 5. But I mean, outside of that, I have like started like dating a little bit. But like I said, I think the whole thing, I'm scared now, Like I don't
Aw.
I'm scared. Like I'm so like it wasn't entirely like Love is Blind that made me feel bad. I think that made me feel scared. Sorry. I think reflecting on everything. I think this year has been a huge year of reflection for me. And so just like yeah, looking back in so many things, and I'm already overly analytical as it is. So now with this, the thought of like starting to like getting to know somebody and like making yourself vulnerable to them again and not knowing how that could like turn out,
Yeah.
it's so frightening. And it's so crazy because I wasn't like this before. I was so like free as the wind and like happy go lucky, and it is what it is. But I don't know why I'm like more aware of, or just conscious of the possibilities of things just going AWOL.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a scary thing because we hear now terms like, oh, it's toxic, oh,
Yeah.
toxic this and the relationship. No, he's not all that. And so I think there's just so much. Social media has really made dating such an impossible task. It's like if you
Yeah.
find someone who is in a relationship and you're like, please continue holding on because there's really nothing else out there. Like there's nothing else out there. But what are you looking for in a guy coming into the new year? I'm hoping you're going to be a little bit more open to the idea and the prospects of dating. If you are now after reflection from being on the show, but also after a reflective year, what would you say you're now looking for and excited about? When it comes to love, relationships, and just kind of opening yourself up in that way.
Honestly, the basics. I mean, I think these are the basics. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
he should be respectful and kind and patient and understanding, like be a great communicator. Don't be judgmental. I feel like some people just feel like they're without fault and
Yeah.
they're so quick to call somebody out on something that they've done. And it's like, you're far from perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Mm.
Be family oriented, be intentional, you know? I don't know how to be in a situation where I'm not sure what it is we're doing. Don't do that. Thankfully,
Yeah.
that has not been majority of my experiences
Yeah.
with dating. But like, I've experienced some of that recently, and I'm like, ugh, I can't do that. Like, don't leave this situation in limbo.
Yeah.
Have a drive, don't be mediocre. I don't think I'm a mediocre person, and I'd like to be with someone who matches that energy. I'm not saying that you have to be the richest guy in the world or like be as ambitious as they come, but like just don't be so keen to settle for the bare minimum, you know and
Yes.
be supportive and be someone who like celebrates your partner. I think that's very important. um yeah, having someone that that come rain come sunshine, you're just going to look at them and you know that, okay, this is the right choice. Like as long as I'm with this person, I know I'm good, and like it's like,
I love
yeah.
how when you're talking about, and you've already kind of have this picture in mind, and these qualities as you're explaining them, it feels like you already have a picture of how this person might even look. And I remember we were having a conversation in between our billboards, and you were like, how are the guys in South Africa? And how are the guys? I was like, how are the guys in Houston? Because I don't know. I don't know, honey. I don't know. But hopefully, I'm of the knowledge that perhaps we should travel a little bit more. I think being kind of exposed to the global atmosphere and just the global vicinity and seeing people from all different parts and walks of life. Maybe you might be able to meet your future partner, I don't know, in the middle of Thailand or like in the middle of Spain or something like that.
That is so crazy. That is a possibility because I mean I consider myself a citizen of the world to some extent, and I have had like love interests from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
Um, but seeing as I love living in Houston, even though it can be so annoying sometimes, I would prefer for my partner to be in the same city as I am, and I'd love that to be Houston. Um, so yeah, speaking of South Africa, I do. Yes, South African guy that did show some interest, but I don't know how to move forward with that. And he seems quite lovely though, but yeah, whenever I speak to South African women about South African men, I'm like, okay, I start getting concerned. Like, is this worth the squeeze?
I'm not gonna say nothing, honey. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Okay, I'll take that as a no. Okay, I'll take that as a no.
We should have Love is Blind South Africa so you can be able to see the quality of men over there, right?
Yes, I would watch it.
Ah. But you know what I also love about the experience that you've had being on the show Love is Blind was that also part of the publicity and part of the limelight that was shone upon you was also one that enabled your business ventures to, you know, to get some positive light as well, right? So
Yeah.
Zack and Lucy, your baby, your little baby that I'd say is growing up so beautifully, right? Recently saw the brand showcase in Times Square, you know, most recently. So please share with us that particular, you know, avenue and direction that you've chosen to take. Why specifically Zack and Lucy, and why specifically skincare?
Thank you very much for asking about that. Yeah, one of the good things that has come out of that show is there has been, some good attention on Zack and Lucy, and it's definitely helped. Also connected me to people like you.
Yes.
So I think that for a store that just launched in February of this year, because also at the time of the show, I wasn't even ready to discuss the brand. It was still being built. I hadn't launched yet. So, but for a store that was launched at the beginning of this year, I think we've accomplished really amazing things within like 9 months.
Yeah.
Um, why Zack and Lucy? Why skincare? Zack and Lucy was born out of a personal struggle of mine to find moisturizers that were suitable for my skin. I suffered with inflammation and dry patches. Regular lotions from the stores, it just weren't cutting it. I'd go to my dermatologist, should prescribe something, but I didn't like that, all these lotions had like all these chemicals that were questionable or not right for you. I want something that I could be absolutely confident in that this is what my body loves and there's not going to be, any issues.
You may continue. Yes.
Okay. So like I mean at the end of the day our skin is our biggest organ. So if we're concerned about what we put in our body, we should be just as concerned about what we put on our body. So I was like observing my mom also and her skincare routine and she was using like, all these natural butters from Africa. And I thought that, oh my gosh, okay, is this really like is the hype true? And so I started using it because my mom's skin is amazing. And I started using it, I was like, wow, this my inflammation was disappearing. And so the next thing was to make it more, you know, user friendly, portable, accessible, because I thought maybe there's other people who might have been struggling with the same conditions as I did. And so that's when, I decided to create Zack and Lucy. So Lucy is from my mother's name, Lucia, and Zack is it's the one of my closest friends, his grandfather was named Zack. So I wanted a name that would go very well with Lucy and also show that the brand is not like gender exclusive. I wanted all types of people to like look at it and know that, okay, maybe there's something for me here. Because sometimes it also feels like skincare is just geared mostly towards women,
Woman. Yeah.
but men use, they have skin too and deserves to be moisturized and taken care of. So, yeah,
I
that's
love
how I was like,
that. I just love the fact that it's kind of like from a personal wanting to solve the problem first for yourself. And I think we've heard several times how entrepreneurship is all about solving, kind of providing solutions for problems. And you yourself having found an issue and decided, you know what, I want to create a solution for this, and then helping other people as well who might be going through a similar experience, right? And what has been some
yeah,
of the most difficult challenges that you've experienced in entrepreneurship?
like
Because it's just version of entrepreneurship. It looks like you've got all this, you know, ability to you know, have a life that you desire. You're able to have time, flexibility within your time. You have the freedom to do things the way in which you want. But you've really expressed some of the difficulties and just the balancing of life and career. Because when you are an entrepreneur, as you said, you have fires to put out the entire
yeah.
time. So it might not in the beginning might not be as easy as it might seem. What have been some of the benefits that you've seen from entrepreneurship that you'd say I advocate for all of us to consider being an entrepreneur?
Oh my gosh. Benefits, definitely one of them is getting that reassurance that you're doing something that somebody out there appreciates, like you're solving a
Yeah.
problem. So a lot of times, oh my gosh, you don't want to know how many times I've thought about like quitting. Like
Oh
it's
no.
unintentional. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like whenever I'm feeling that way, I get a fantastic 5-star review, or I get a message from somebody like, oh my gosh, I love this product so much. I have searched for so many years for this and I couldn't find a solution. Thank you for making Zack and Lucy. Thank you for this. And I'm like, oh my, or even if it's like just friends saying, Miriam, I'm so proud of you. I see what you're doing. So like just knowing that you're also inspiring other people and knowing that you're solving problems, I would say those two are for sure the top benefits of entrepreneurship for me. And then I'd say also just knowing that you are pursuing a dream and you're
Yeah.
fulfilling it. It's not easy to change it, to get a thought, to bring thoughts into fruition, to make a dream a reality. It's not easy. It takes a lot of courage to even put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And now you feel like, okay, people are watching and you can't mess up. And so like, yeah, knowing that you're fulfilling your dream regardless of how things might turn out, that's a benefit for me because I feel like it means you did not just like give up and you didn't scare yourself out of it. And then the thought of just like being your own boss and, doing things how you want it to be after studying other markets or competitors or industries, and just knowing that, maybe you're doing something that you feel is better.
Yeah, for the betterment of the world, you serving for the good of the world, and I think that's absolutely incredible. And I love the fact that people are sending those reviews back to you, or letting you know about that feedback, because it can be that one little thing that you need to just keep going, because as you said,
Yeah.
it's not an easy thing to do. What about LTK Shop? How do you find association within that particular brand? How has the journey within that been? Share that experience with us as well.
Oh, okay. So for LTK, yeah, somebody from LTK reached out to me and they recommended me. They said I've got great content. They love my style. I do love fashion. It's something I'm also like just like really interested in, and I just think it kind of comes like effortlessly, just knowing how to style a look, put a look together, dressing up for certain occasions and like fitting the vibe, but then not looking like everybody else, but still keeping it elegant and tasteful and desirable. I feel like fashion is a great way to express yourself, and it says a lot about who you are, I think. I think when people look at you and what you're wearing or how you're dressed, they can kind of like start to get an example of like what your vibe is. So a
Yeah.
lot of times, like, I'm often asked about where did you get this outfit from? Or how can I get this? Or I get a lot of compliments on my looks. So it was great to be invited to be on LTK. I think it's a great platform. I just recently started putting some of my looks on there. Unfortunately, not every outfit I have that posted is available. Like the exact thing is not available on LTK, but I post a lot of like different options. So yeah, if you're interested in my looks, please follow my LTK shop, and yeah, get them. They're great.
Ah, I remember when we were in
One
Times
thing-
Square, everyone was looking at what you were wearing, and it was like,
Yeah,
ooh, ooh. I mean, your style is just so, it's elegant, yet it's sexy, yet it has that, that glam element to it. So I definitely think that whoever is looking to understand fashion a little bit more, and also understand your body type as well, and just how to
yeah,
dress for your body the best way, you are
yeah.
someone who does that very beautifully, I'm definitely going to be checking out your LTK shop, and I'm hoping you at home are going to be doing exactly the same.
Oh,
Can we
thank you so
expect
much.
a fashion line coming somewhere sometime soon? Could that be something that you can potentially be looking into as well, as an extension of
Absolutely.
Zack and Lucy?
Absolutely. So that's another reason I went with that brand name. I wanted something that could encompass different avenues, not just with skincare, because I'd love to go into like fashion and travel accessories, basically things that I use in my life and I love, and I feel like other people would love and enjoy also, but of like great quality, and I would like them to be like timeless and just yeah. So I it is a goal of mine to branch into fashion eventually with Zack and Lucy and baby products like baby clothes. I feel like it's
Oh.
like the perfect brand name for like I don't know, infant wear, toddler outfits,
So
toys,
this
stuff.
is actually empire building. This Zack and Lucy, you see it and you envision it as an empire that has all these different branches that one could find themselves in. So whether you're a mom, whether you are a fashionista, whether you can always fit yourself within where Zack and Lucy is, right? And I think that's great. I think that's great. What is your 2024 looking like? I know we can't really predict a year. We don't know what's going to happen in the year or things that are out of our control, but there are certain things that we can control or at least hope for. For you, what does
Yeah.
2024 hopefully look like?
Oh gosh, for 2024, I am hoping for continued growth and successes with Zach and Lucy. I want us to like continue to reach new heights, in the coming year. I'd love to expand and also maybe incorporate a new line of products, diversify my product line. So now we only have body butters, but I hope to add other skincare products to that. Hopefully, fingers crossed. That's one of my goals for Zach and Lucy, and continue to grow our presence on social media and just putting it out there. I want everybody to think of Zack and Lucy for the number one, first of all, buddy butter in the entire world. I want them to just think Zack and Lucy. um, and then also, I think my personal life, I think in 2024, I'm hoping to have that chapter sorted because I feel like I'm ready for that, I'm scared, but I'm ready. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so yeah, to unlock that chapter and then um just continual self-development and improvement, continually making, great connections with wonderful people such as yourself. And just having I'm hoping to like have the right kind of people in my circle,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
What about you? What are your goals for 2024?
Oh, thank you for asking. So I think 2024 it feels like a year of just like continuation and just expansion and growth. I wanna grow in 2024. I want my brand, the show, to expand and grow. I mean, that's the reason why I even came to New York City. So I want to, I want my presence within the city to continue growing, and I'm praying for all the success that comes with it. And so that's definitely the growth of the show, growth of course on social media, the expansion within that capacity, and then in my personal life as well. I just think I want a lot of self development, as you had said as well. I don't know about relation. I mean, I'm still like I'll give it till June before I am ready for. But I definitely I wanna have, true relationships and true friendships and just build strong connections with people around. And really build my life here in this city. I'm also quite nervous about that. It's a new experience, so there's a little bit of nerves that come with just being in a new environment and having to grow in that environment and understand that environment. So that's scary, but I'm just looking forward to seeing how it all kind of unravels as we go along. But yeah. So
Yeah,
I I
absolutely. And I'm
I feel
definitely
you.
going to keeping up with you. Like I think you're like on an amazing path. And I think that, if you keep this momentum going, you're definitely gonna accomplish all of that. By the way, let me just say that it is so freaking inspiring and badass for you to like decide to make the move from South Africa all the way to New York. That is so inspiring and incredible. This is like what movies are made of. Like, so I hope like all your dreams come true and you'll
Ah.
show like all the heights you want for it to reach. I think that you're a great interviewer. You've got fantastic vibes and energy about you. You're professional. You're fun. You're beautiful. You've got everything, girl. I feel
Ah.
like I can have a TV show soon. And
Oh, thank
yeah,
you
no, I
so
want to
much.
welcome.
I
Uh,
appreciate it.
yeah, you're most welcome.
Yeah,
We're looking forward to
thank
like
you.
interviewing like all these big superstars from Africa, states, to anywhere.
I love this. This is, I think, it's such a beautiful way to start the week. You know, it's such an empowering way to, and I hope anyone who's watching, will also get that momentum to just light someone else's candle. You know, someone next to you who
Yeah,
might need it in that particular moment. I feel like you've lit my candle this morning, and I'm hoping that I've lit yours as well, and that
yeah,
as anyone who is watching will just get that momentum as well to just keep going forward.
yeah.
Before we say goodbye, there's a little bit of a game that I'd like to play at the end. It's called Going Global, and a
Oh,
couple of global questions because we're global citizens, right? We love travel, we
okay.
love we love all things going global. So, first things first, what does the term being global? What does the word global mean to you, and how does it fit within your life?
I mean, not to sound so on the nose, but global is worldwide, not just your city, not just your the four walls of like where you reside, like opening up your mind and your experiences to the entire world, like going out there, like being interested in like traveling to other countries, learning about other people's cultures and their foods and their interests and how they live. I think it's so enriching. I think yeah, that's one thing that global comes to me as. And also global is just like a presence,
Yes, it's
like
a
in terms
uh-huh.
go ahead, like in terms of like, I don't know, being an entrepreneur or like being an interviewer or host, like just having like that reach to like other countries all over the world, because you don't know who's listening and you'd be so surprised. So yeah, global is just like worldwide in every sense of the word, whether it's like your interest, your hobbies, your career, family, connections, friends, the whole nine.
Yeah. And I feel like, when we think of you said early on that you want the name Zack and Lucy to be applicable in all kind of facets and just avenues of life. But I even think that the name in itself, globally, when you say the word Zack and Lucy, it kind of resonates. Like in any
Mhm.
language, you can insert Zack and Lucy. And I'm hoping that you are seeing it as a global brand, right? As a global product. And if there's I always say this, that I believe that every single person around the world should or has a list of countries that they would love to go to. For you,
Yes.
do you have that list? And what are the top three countries
Absolutely.
on your must go to list?
Oh my gosh. Okay, Japan. I have been meaning
Oh,
Japan since the pandemic, but with the pandemic, there were like all these like, challenges with traveling over there. And so I've had to put it off since then, but definitely Japan. Kenya, a lot of different countries in Africa, not just Kenya, but starting with Kenya. I feel like it's so beautiful. There's just so much to take in over there. Um, where else? Where else? What's going to be the third one? This is a hard one. Should I say Thailand?
I see
I
Thailand.
Yeah, like their food is delicious. Like, I've heard so many amazing things by my friends who've been there. So, yeah, I'd love to visit that as well. Oh, and by the way, sorry, just to go back to your previous question about global, I do have people who have reached out to me from different parts of the world about Zack and Lucy and if it's going to be accessible there. I need to figure out the best way to ship to people in other parts of the world without it being expensive. So as soon as I figure that out, I'll let you guys know. So yes, we're gonna take Zack and Lucy global. But yeah, those are my three countries that I would love to visit that are next on my list: Japan, Kenya, Thailand. What about you?
Thailand. For me, I see continents and I kind of group countries and I'm like I want to at least go to these three particular continents, right? So I've been in the States, I've been in the Middle East, I've been to Dubai, so I'm kind of gonna put that section aside. Definitely want to go to Europe because I haven't been to Europe yet. I want to go to another country in Africa because I haven't been to another country in Africa. And I do want to go to Southern America. So I'm thinking Europe. I'm thinking, I almost went to Paris like 2 years ago. So I have Paris at the top of the list. I have some friends over there and I've been wanting to go there. So definitely Paris. And then in Africa, I've been wanting to go to Nigeria. I think I feel like the energy of Nigeria is just my vibe. Okay, so Nigeria in Africa, and then Southern America. I've heard great things about the islands, so I would love to go to the Dominican Republic or Haiti. I've got some friends who are Haitian and they're super cool, so I would love to kind of check out Haiti. But the islands or somewhere Brazil, I feel like Brazil has like that culture and that vibe. So I would definitely, I'm thinking along those lines. But also Bali, how can I forget? I've got this connection with
Oh,
Bali that I
right.
don't know. I'm like, I think there's something there that I want to go see. Like I just
Yeah.
feel like Bali is just like cultural enriching, wellness enriching, just beautiful space and place. You know, I spoke about it in a recent episode. You just like I've seen how inexpensive it is. I've seen just how, you know, it just have you been to Bali or you've
I
heard about it as well?
I haven't been to Bali. It's on my list as well. Like
Yeah.
when I was thinking of the third one, I was torn between Thailand and Bali. Yeah, you're right. It's beautiful. It's affordable. It's and some of my friends would literally go there for wellness to detox.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm like, ooh, I gotta try that. Yeah,
So we
yeah,
should plan
definitely.
a trip to Bali very soon. Hopefully
Yes, yes,
during their summer we can head over there and just experience that the beauty of that all.
yes.
So
That'll be great.
yeah, we're gonna keep
And
each
also,
other accountable for these trips to happen. So I'm gonna
absolutely.
check in next year and be like, have you gone to Japan? I'll be like, have you
Oh my
gone?
God, yeah. Oh, and then if you want to come to Nigeria, also
Of
please just let me
course.
know. I could like make some recommendations to make sure you have the best time. Or maybe when
Okay.
next I'm going, I would like shoot you an invite to see if you're keen on hopping
Yeah.
along.
Yeah. I almost went to Afro Tech. What was it? Afrochella. Was it in Ghana or Nigeria last year? But that didn't happen. But I was like looking forward to heading over for that. But um what else would you like to, you know, before we wrap this up? I know we'll talk forever, but I don't want to take any more of your day. What last things would you kind of like to leave our audiences with, either from yourself, from your brand? What message would you like to leave with us on the show today?
I would say um, be kind to yourself and to others. Give yourself grace. We're at the end of the year. Take some time to reflect on, everything and find some things to be thankful for. Sometimes when
Yeah.
we're feeling down, it helps to just find some things to be grateful about. I'll say be excited about the new year. I don't want to sound all corny, new year, new beginnings, but just be excited about it and think of what you want and manifest it and do the work necessary to make it come to fruition. And listen to the Vuyo show because she's gonna go places. Okay.
Yes, listen to the Vuyo show. You heard it from Miriam, okay? I know something else that's coming up very early next year is season 6 of Love Is Blind.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
How do you anticipate what's going to be happening? Do you have any scoop for us for the show?
Honestly, you know what's so crazy? I hadn't watched Love Is Blind since season 2. And then like our season premiered and obviously I watched our season. Um under Haven't experienced everything like directly, not just as a viewer but as a contestant. I'm kind of, I don't know. It's like I don't know how I feel about Love Is Blind. I can't be bothered to watch it, to be
Okay.
honest.
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe I'll watch season 6. Let's see. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot to see how it goes. I'll get to like get acquainted with the cast through the TV, and if they interest me, I'll keep going. Yeah, I'm
maybe
excited. February 14th.
maybe the selection this year of guys are going to be different. Who knows?
Could be. Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh, they were
Oh.
so ready to move past our season. They didn't. Oh gosh, they were so done with us. That's so funny. So yeah, I'm interested to see how the public reacts to season 6. Yeah.
Yes, yes. All right. So, how do we find Zack and Lucy? Someone's watching and they want to get themselves a body butter Zack and Lucy product. How do they find you? How do they find the products? Because I know people are thinking of their Christmas gifting ideas.
Yes, please. And other than the Buddy Butters, we've also got some really awesome merch, okay, with like some really fun quotes. So please check out our merch as well. You can get our products from www.zackandlucy.com, or you can order through our Instagram page at Zack and Lucy, or TikTok. Bonus points. If you order through TikTok, you get a lot of discounts actually. So like hit up our TikTok shop. Same
Yeah.
at Zack and Lucy on TikTok. So yeah, those are the 3 platforms on through which you can shop Zack and Lucy.
Yeah, and we're going to leave the links of all of those 3 particular ways on the description section right below this particular episode. Miriam, thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait
Thanks
to
for
have
having
you
me.
in studio soon. Next year, we must definitely make sure that you come in studio with your Zack and Lucy products so we can show them how it all looks like, etc., etc. So I'm looking forward to having you in studio with me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast today. It was a really fun time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being there in person with you too. And I do need to send you some Zack and Lucy, so please send me your address after this.
Oh, I'm excited. That just made my day now, okay? But of course, that's what all we have in store for you at home right here on the Vuyo show today. Coming to you live from New York City, of course, and Miriam joining us all the way from Houston, Texas, as we are serving you your daily dose of global goodness. She is a good global individual with a good global product. So that's why we brought her to you today to experience all of that goodness and so much more. Have a fantastic day further from myself and Miriam with so much love. It's goodbye and have a fantastic day. Cheers for now.
Everyone, thank you.